Many of you have not had a philosophy course before, so you might be asking the question, what is philosophy? There are three different ways to answer this question. One is to just look at the roots for the word itself, philosophy. The philo part comes from a Greek word meaning love, and the Sophy part comes from a Greek word meaning Sophia. And so we have the literal meaning of philosophy as the love of wisdom. That is a very good definition of philosophy. However, it may not be that helpful because it's somewhat vague. A second way of thinking about philosophy is that philosophy is the examination of extremely important questions that cannot be answered by science. So there are many significant questions in life that science can't answer and philosophy investigates. Questions like, does God exist? Is faith rational? What's the best way to form an argument? What is it to know something? What's the nature of a mind? Do we have free will? How do we know what is right or wrong? Those kinds of questions can't be answered by science, but they are very significant, and philosophy investigates those questions. A third way of thinking about philosophy is that it is the critical examination of our beliefs, our assumptions, our priorities, and their implications. So throughout this class, throughout any philosophy class, you will be carefully examining what your assumptions are, what your beliefs are, and then we look at what those might imply. And often we find that we actually have contradictory beliefs. And we have the fundamental thesis that it's irrational to have contradictory beliefs. So when we draw out the implications and see them, we are in a position where we need to give up one of those beliefs that led to the contradiction. And examining our priorities and what we think is more significant, more believable, helps us sort out what we ought to believe. Those are three ways of defining philosophy.